Welcome to Getting Started 3D Modeling. This course is designed to help you get good at modeling and be able to teach some students how to do the same thing. Now you don't have to worry because you don't have to get great, you don't have to be an expert. You can just copy some of my projects and your students will take it from there. You'll see this as you watch the videos. This is a reminder that if you have any questions, you have any comments, the best way to get a hold of me will be to connect online through social media. So there's a Facebook page, an Instagram account, and a Twitter page you could find me on. If something is unclear, if something needs to be explained better, or if you just have a question or something you have trouble with, feel free to hook me up. So what I'm looking at right now is the complete course notes. And there's quite a few pages if you end up printing it out, but we'll be going through how to best use this training, and I'll look at the outline of lessons with you. The rest of it will be covered as you go through the course. So, to get started, how to best use this training. Now, you need to be proficient at this. If your students notice that you can't do a lot of the things, they're going to decide that they'll never learn and they should just give up. But don't worry, there are plenty of example projects and practice that you can simply copy if you just practice them once or twice. I'll be doing step by step. Next is do not rush. Take time and explore each feature. You'll need each lesson to sink in to be able to apply them creatively. Now, if you rush, you may not remember some basic features when you need to, and you're going to see students struggle. You're going to see students that they're just forgetting a really basic thing, and hopefully at least you remember it, and you can say, oh, hey, just do this, and they'll be better for it. Now, I recommend doing a lesson a day and allowing time to try whatever you find interesting along the way. So if you let it sink in, try to make something. Do the next lesson the next day, let it sink in, practice with it, and try to make something else interesting. Tinker around with it. You don't have to be very driven to do a good job. Now, each day, review the checklist below and to plant the ideas in your head. So there's a checklist that you can print out coming up. Many cool creations happen by mistake as you just tinker around. If you don't take any time to try and learn the program and play around with it, you'll miss out on a lot of cool things. So you can always undo a mistake, so feel free to just be bold and go for it. Make sure you demonstrate a growth mindset for your students. So it's a really good opportunity to teach kids how they're learning, what they're doing, everything about that. Some kids are going to struggle on the first day, but you can use that as an opportunity on the second day to point out that they've already learned so much. Day one is as hard as it gets, and it only gets easier after that. YouTube is your friend. These lessons will give you a very solid foundation. But after that, YouTube has tutorials that have many, many different projects once you have a good base. My projects are interesting to me, but there's a lot of projects out there that might be more interesting to you or your students. Make sure that you check them out. Now, make sure you have fun and be silly. So a cat can become a cat that has 3 heads in just a few seconds of playing around. So as you model that, kids will get more and more ideas for their own silly things to do. Last thing, the better that you get, the better you'll be able to help your students. And if you're pretty proficient, they can say, see what you're doing, copy it, and maybe take it further. Now, here's an outline of the lessons that are coming your way. In section 1, it's teaching you how to get familiar with the controls and using the work plane, everything that you need to know to use TinkerCAD yourself, because you'll be modeling it for your students. I would use this checklist as a way to remind yourself of the things you've learned after you've learned them. So give them a check mark, write notes to yourself, whatever you like. Section 2, it's all about getting students designing. So I have lesson sequences, I have student handouts you can try. I've got example design criteria for first projects because I've tried and failed many times to design some projects that students could use, as well as criteria for turning in projects and some common student issues and frequently asked questions that I've filled out. So if you print this out, this will guide you the way through the rest of the course. I hope you have as much fun teaching and using TinkerCAD with your students as I have in my own classroom.